Chikri check. Okay. Polycarp, we continue this story. So where we left it off was there's like a French competition happening at Allianz.
Yeah.
And then you're being told about this guy with like a baritone.
Yeah. So, Allianz had this competition where the winner gets to go to France for a trip. And it was singing French songs for the students. So my very good friend at that time from high school, who I was doing French with at Allianz, told me, hey, there's this guy. His voice has a crazy baritone. He's a short guy, very dark. Just told me how beautiful his voice was. So I hear about him, and then now the first. So he competed twice. So the first time I didn't know Chimano, but I watched him perform, and I was like, wow, like that's an amazing voice, beautiful voice. He was first runners-up the first one. He missed that trip by, he was beaten by one person. And then now I met them now. That's before now I met Bien. I just knew of him. I saw Chimano, but we didn't really talk at all.
Yeah.
So later on now when I see him at the park, I was like, I remember you from that compé.
But I think the craziest thing that you've told me today is the day you met Bien is the same day you joined Sauti Sol.
Yeah. It was Sauti that did it. Yeah, it was Sauti, and it was right after high school because they were in Voices in the Light that had 5 members in high school. So the 3 of them decided to continue in a way after high school, but they had not even recorded it. Like it was literally the beginning. I get it. So when I walked in, and then it just that day when you walked in, the first song you guys did was Zosi.
You are fly, rose flower beautiful, Stevie wonderful. You are the one. You are fly, rose flower beautiful, Stevie wonderful. You are the one. Na marubani madaktari watasema Zosi njoo. Chunga sana na owe wachana, usiwasikize hao wanamuziki wenye magita, watazidi kukuita. Chunga sana na owe wachana, usiwasikize hao. Zosi, oh Zosi, Zosi niwe, Zosi niwe, Zosi, oh Zosi, Zosi niwe, Zosi niwe. You are fly, rose flower beautiful, Stevie wonderful. You are the one. You are fly, rose flower beautiful, Stevie wonderful. You are the one.
That's crazy. Okay, let's continue then with this story.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you met your brothers.
Yes.
What year is this? 2006. That gap year.
2006 still.
The beautiful gap year.
Beautiful gap year. Beautiful gap year. So where I met Bien is the audition for the Christmas band. We get picked and we start. So I'm playing guitar and Bien is singing, amongst many other singers for that band. So December we do the Christmas shows. I think we did like three shows back to back. My parents came for that, which was amazing to see them there. Yeah, and then actually that same year also, or the beginning of the next year, that my parents officially got married, like did a church ceremony. Yeah, that year, and that was my first proper public performance. So I think it was actually before the Christmas show. Yeah, it was before. So this is all the gap year. So before the Christmas show, I think it was around September, and they did the ceremony in church, and that's when I performed in front of them, La Bamba, with my friends from Alliance. So some from high school, so those other friends from high school, some that were singers, and all the friends that used to take me to All Saints Cathedral.
I get it.
So that whole crew, they came with me to Kariobangi South. Most of them had never been there. Islando, deep. Yeah, and that was my first performance now with my guitar then that I had named Cecilia.
Okay, another question. So at this time, do you now start meeting regularly with Sauti?
Yes.
After that first meeting?
Yeah, we used to meet literally every day.
What did you used to do? Like I want to understand for guys who are starting up, what were you guys doing when you meet?
We meet, we write songs. We just write the whole day. We write songs. So the schedule was like this. Chimano was also doing French.
So both of you are in Alliance?
Yeah, me and Chimano at Alliance. Bian is doing computers at IAT. That was at Londro. Not Londro, sorry. I've forgotten. It has changed the name.
Not Norwich.
Next to Norwich.
Okay.
I've forgotten the name. It had another name before. It hasn't, it's changed its name.
He was doing computers.
So he was doing computers there. So after computers, and our classes happened to be around the same time in the morning. So 10:30. So once we are done, all of us meet at Alliance, we walk to the park, we rehearse. Now Savara was at that point, he was still around, and then he went to when he was going to uni, he went to, what's this uni? In Nakuru.
Kabarak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he went to uni in Nax. So for the longest time, it was just me, Chimano, and BN. And now Savara used to come like once a month sometimes, or over the weekends if we have don't even call them gigs, they're not gigs, singing for someone, have a happy birthday at a restaurant, someone who wants to serenade their girlfriend, be romantic. So those small things, sometimes you wouldn't make it.
Yes.
So if you actually listen to Mwanzo, the album, you'll realize that most of Savara's parts are like either the last verse or the first verse that he's picked, that he says he wants to start. But usually his stuff would come, even when you listen to Mwanzo, his stuff is very different. Because he'd come to me and be like, I want a twist. Because the song is already kind of written. It's like, because it comes maybe on the weekends and there's a part for him. It's like, just make it, give it a nice twist. So all his parts, if you listen carefully, the first album, go left a bit.
Now I listen.
Now I listen,
because he wasn't
always there.
Yes, I get what you mean.
But he was still part of the band, and even he wanted to move to. He was transferring to Nazarene, so he had applied for a scholarship at Nazarene University. Now that was in Nairobi, so that he can be with us the whole time. And
now, do you guys know what's the dream? Of course, you don't know that you're going to be who you are now.
No, you don't.
But what's the dream?
It wasn't even a dream, to be honest. I don't know. I guess we had different dreams, maybe at that point, but we all knew we were in love with music. We just wanted to play, to be honest, and it just felt good. It felt right, and we were all aligned, and that's what we wanted to do. And just like, let's just meet up, jam. We were staying out of trouble, of course, with all this. And it just filled our spirits, to be honest.
And the songwriting process, because now you're meeting at Uhuru Park.
Yeah.
How was that? So this is, because what I heard is that all these songs that you wrote became songs of your first album.
Yeah.
Those are some good songs. So it's not that you guys were
you
were guessing. You were good.
Serious composers.
How would it work? You would have, and that's why a lot of the album is acoustic as well.
Yes, all of it is acoustic. Just the four of us. Like literally just one guitar, 4 voices, and then we should add some elements here and there. And then I remember getting, so I was, even at that point, I was kind of in charge-ish of the recording, even at that stage. because I used to say, okay, let's get this percussionist to come. So there are many live elements actually in Mwanzo. So we brought percussions, live percussions, and bass player on some songs, and that's it.
Okay, we'll get
We'll
to
get
one.
there. We'll get there.
So I'm trying to get the feel of you guys in the park, because you're literally just is it just repetitive grinding?
So it used to alternate from Uhuru Park and Alliance at the garden behind there on those famous benches. So it used to alternate like that. So the garden and there, and the park, because it was very quiet, you know, especially when you go around lunchtime, when our classes are done, everyone is free. We go around lunchtime, we go there, we buy cheapo 30 shillings from there was a Kenchik close to, I think it's still there actually, just next to the campus there, next to Alliance. And then we buy 30 shillings. We either eat there quickly or we just carry the fries, go to Uhuru Park, eat as we just jam. Sometimes your friends come with us, join us. And what used to happen is people used to stop sometimes to just listen. And that also used to give us motivation. It's like, oh, you like what you're doing? Okay, we'll keep going. Yeah, so it was coming from a very
Pure.
extremely pure place.
Yeah.
Extremely. And like place of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this time, it's not thinking of being you just love it, passion.
Completely. And because also you don't wanna, you're out the whole day and you're only doing French, yes, or whatever course you're doing at that point. That is just 1 hour of the day. But the rest of the day, you want to just play music, meet people, and go home after rush hour. Also, you don't want to go to the stage when it's 6 p.m. and everyone is rushing to go home. So I used to wait until like 7:30, 7:45 or 8 sometimes, walk to the stage. That way you can get home in 20 minutes.
Okay. So let's move into 2007. 2007, do you now go to school? Because now the gap year ends.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. What happens?
So we are called to the respective universities that we're supposed to go to. So I go to JKUAT, but a private campus in Westlands. So I picked actuarial science. That's what we spoke about before. So
you genius.
I am a genius. I was like, I think we were the second slot to do actuarial science. The second slot to do actuarial science in this country. Second batch, rather. So I picked actuarial science, and the course was quite tough. It's all mathematics and a lot of analytics and stuff. And also because it's not the main campus, it's kind of like a crash course. So you're done in 2.5 years, 3 years. A course that normally takes at least 4 years. Yeah. So it's like like our holidays were 2 weeks.
It must have been intense.
Intense. And then now Sauti is kind of picking up-ish. So we are getting the first year maybe of campus. We're getting now small funerals of our friends, go perform here. The songs are getting better and better. Small birthday gigs, small weddings of our friends even, but they're paying us. Dogomania, 10K here, 15K.
Can you remember the first time you held money from this music thing?
Yes, the first time we held like proper money.
Even proper may even be 10K or 5K.
Oh, the first one I remember that was very impactful was our first concert as Sauti. There's a poster. I hope I can find it. I'll send it to you. So we're still called Sauti then. We were called to play at Gote Institute. So Gote is right next to Alliance. Yep. And they had a monthly gig. I don't remember what it was called, but they had a monthly gig where they had like young talent play every month. So they knew about us. So we kind of had a nice fan base. You were superstars within Alliance. Yeah, we had a fan base, and Campo. Yep. And campus as well, like our campus friends, all of them knew, oh yeah, these guys are doing blah, blah, blah. So we did our first gig then at Gote Institute, just the 4 of us. And now this is where also I met now Davy again. Blackman. Yeah. So at this gig, we were paid, this is our first highest paying gig at that time, because the others were all 2,000 shillings each. So 10K max were the other gigs. So this one was our first solo gig and being paid money, 50,000. Yo, I'm telling you. And it was in December, I remember very well, because that money went through the whole Christmas period. I fed my family, I fed Jihu, and it's 50K all of us.
Yes,
We divided by 4, which is like
12 5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember very well. So what happened is now this money, this cash was brought to us backstage. Cash, because those days there was no MPESA, you know. Did we even have a bank account? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So they brought us cash backstage like this. 50,000. We were so confused. Like, what? So that's the first time we actually held proper money, like 12,500 for myself from a gig.
And at this gig, let me just ask, you had a catalog of music.
We did.
Of course, not released, but you this work that you were doing in the park, you had more than Zosi.
Yeah. So we had at least, I think, 9 songs. And this is now where the story of Lazizi starts, is this gig. So we had about 9 songs, I think. And we were given an hour. So we were trying to do the math. We're like, we need to add at least 1 song. And you don't know what song this is. So we wrote Lazizi literally in a hurry, like the day before, 2 days before the gig.
No way.
I'm so serious. As a filler, it's like, yeah, we need another song. Let's do that one. This is the song we can do, Lazizi. And we performed that. So we performed the songs. I don't know if it was the last song of the set or towards the end or in the middle somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was on the set. And the moment we performed that song, the crowd went wild. It was, so this gig, by the way, was the 4 of us, and Ibra behind playing djembe.
Oh,
imagine. And then the sister, who was into videography, recorded that show. I don't know if it's still there.
Man, tell her she needs to find that footage.
I remember they had given me the CD. I remember watching it actually a long time ago, but I don't know if it's still there. I really hope, Ibra, if you're listening, please.
Yeah, we need
we need it. Yeah, so Ibra was at the back because we were already good friends and he had given me some gigs, blah, 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 and we were playing together. I was like, yeah, please come play with us. We just needed a groove because it was just me playing guitar and 3 voices.
But also, you're negating how good you are in guitar right now. That means by this time you're the only instrumentalist minus this guy.
Yeah.
But that means you could now properly play a whole song.
Yeah. I could play a whole song, and then I kind of found my style of playing, especially because I'm in an acoustic band and I'm the only instrumentalist at that point. Ben used to pick up the guitar, maybe 2 songs, 3 songs to play with me. So I had to find a percussive way of playing the acoustic, to fill up the spaces. To also guide if we have a percussionist, to guide them to also, this is the groove, this is where we're going. So my style was very percussive.
In fact, I was going to tell you.
Let me think of.
Kuna ka guitar hapo.
Iko connected. All right. So for example, there's a song called Asubuhi, which is the first song of in Mwanzo. So it's like, this is very good. Yeah. So
somebody who's not acoustic, how would they play that?
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Oh, because you yes.
Maybe.
Oh, I get what you mean.
With support of other instruments, of course. So I had to always tap on the guitar. Yeah. So I always had to find that groove, that kick. Yeah. So that was my style. That with acoustic, that I wanted to cover the whole spectrum.
That's crazy. We'll stop that recording. That's insane.
Yeah.
So, but I'm also hearing how quickly you picked and how much you learned within that gap of the guitar.
Yeah, because of exposure, I exposed myself to literally as much as I could, to be honest. I was present anywhere that I could be, even if it's beyond my standard at that time. What I considered my standard. I'm just like, I may not be good enough, but let me hear this band, let me go to their practice, let me do this. And then now on this very concert, Davey,
guys go crazy over Lazizi.
Lazizi. So guys go crazy over Lazizi so much that after the show, you know, people ask for an encore. It's Lazizi they wanted, and they call it the Java song. Play the Java song. So I'm like, oh, we haven't even rehearsed the song properly. We're not sure we know the lyrics, but okay, fine. So we played again, and that's when we realized this is a hit. Now in the crowd was Blackman, Davey. So he approached me, just me directly after the show. He's like, yo, boss, I really like how you're playing. I love your style. It's very unique. I'm recording an album for cars. And I'd like you to be part of it.